who put the A in arrogant, and who had scammed me out of my half of the divorce settlement. But now, thanks to my magic and his stupidity, he was living with his family in Bellingham, and that was far too close for comfort. I wanted him to go back to Seattle and get lost in the sea of the literati he so loved. "Did he leave a message?" Ari asked. "Yeah, but it was garbled. I think he was drunk. I didn't call back to ask what he wanted." I began to remove the cookies from the sheet pan, carefully placing them on the island counter where they awaited their turn to be frosted. Then, sliding onto one of the tall counter stools, I took the time to savor my spiked cocoa. Aunt Taryn handed me a piping bag. "No rest for the wicked. Get busy. Those gingerbread men are naked, and it's up to you to preserve the morality of this kitchen." I snorted and set down my mug. "All right, but don't blame me if their clothes are all wrinkled." I began to pipe out the outline of royal icing like Taryn had shown us, trying to keep the lines even. "I'm beginning to regret joining the guild. Do they do this every year?" "What, you resent helping the hungry?" "I think they might, as well as the summer solstice splash," Ari said with a laugh. "I mean, oh, never mind." I hadn't meant it like that, but we were all 3 sheets to the wind, and I decided we were lucky to have made it this far without incident. I braced my elbows on the counter, trying to focus on making it through the last couple batches of piping. We were almost done when my phone rang. I sat down the piping bag and pulled out my phone, frowning when I didn't recognize the number. "Hello?" "So you finally answer me." The angry, raw voice rang out over the phone, and I groaned, mouthing, "Ellison," to the others. "It wasn't intentional," I said. "In fact, if I had known it was you, I would have sent you right to voicemail for this call. I'm going to hang up on you, Ellison. If you have something to say to me, send me a letter or an email. However, I probably won't answer. Bye-bye." I signed off and immediately blocked that number, too. I had no idea whose phone he was borrowing, but if they were friends of his, I didn't need to know them. "He needs to let go," Taryn said, glaring at the phone. "He needs to take a flying leap off a bridge," I grumbled. "Okay, back to finishing the decorating. The last batch will be ready soon." We finished making the cookies and headed into the living room, this time with some of the extra cookies we had made. I settled onto the sofa as it suddenly occurred to me that my Yule tree would be visible from both the dining room and the living room this year. Since I had the house renovated, I was still getting used to the differences. At least the nasty ghost who had taken up residence in my house was gone, and my house felt thoroughly cleansed and new. "I think this year I'll bring out the special ornaments my parents had," I said, staring at the wall. "Last year was still too close to their deaths, but this year I'm going all out, and I'm going all out early." "I think we all need good cheer and shiny things," Ari said. She finished off her mocha. "This has been fun. Next week is going to be insanely busy. I took today off to make cookies, and I'm taking Saturday off to go to the festival, but tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are going to be a real bitch. I'm packed with clients from 8 in the morning through 6 each night, all of whom want holiday updos." Ari was a hairstylist, and she was one of the best in town. She was also my best friend and one of the witch blood, like me. Only her magic ran to divination and the air element, and she was a natural-born empath. She bit the head off one of the gingerbread men. "I had to stop answering the phone because too many women wanted me to take them on Wednesday next week, and even though I could make a fortune off them, I decided, nope. From Wednesday through Black Friday, I'm closed." "I'm glad you set your boundaries. You let them take advantage of you," Megan said. "I wish you'd listen to me more." Ari shrugged. "I know, but I can't be rude." "Firm isn't the same as rude," Megan said. Taryn sighed. "Well, I have a decision to make. though I'm deferring.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.